सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्।
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्।
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
तरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
स्थितोऽस्मि गतसन्देहः करिष्ये वचनं तव। यत्र योगेश्वरः कृष्णो यत्र पार्थो धनुर्धरः तत्र श्रीर्विजयो भूतिर्ध्रुवा नीतिर्मतिर्मम।
सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी,
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
जय श्री कृष्ण। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देव महेश्वरः, गुरुरेव तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। My humble prostrations to Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj Ji. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, myself Punita Prasad, I welcome all the Krishna devotees of November Elfu batch here for yet another interpretation session of 13th chapter in English, second half by our dear Shraddha Devi. So let's begin the session with starting prayer, for which I call upon Pavan Achal Ji, a Delhi-based businessman who joined Geeta Parivar in September 21, presently serving as GC and calling and migration volunteer. Bhaiya, you can start the prayer.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं, श्री कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। जय श्री कृष्ण सभी को।
Thank you, Bhaiya. Mesmerizing prayer. Deepam signifies knowledge. By this knowledge, ignorance or darkness is dispelled. We bow to knowledge, which is the greatest wealth in our lives. So the lamp which is kept lit for all auspicious occasions is a witness to our thoughts and actions. Where there is light, darkness cannot be. Where knowledge has come, ignorance must quit. So let's invoke our inner divinity with Deep Prajwalan by Hinal Africa Walaji. Didi is a homemaker from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, who joined Geeta Parivar in May 2021, presently serving as co-trainer in L1 and L2 batches. Didi.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you so much for the divine darshan. Now is the time to listen to our sweet, smiling, soft-spoken Shraddha Devi. But before that, let me give you certain golden rules. These golden rules, how to lead your life. It's given by Pujya Swami Govindev Giriji Maharaj Ji. He has given 3 shlokas, so I will recite. Klebyam asmadamah partha naitattvayupapadyate shudram hridaya dorbalyam tyaktvotishtha parantapa. This is from chapter 2, verse number 3. He has told that you have to be confident always. Whenever you are trying to perform any endeavor in your life, you should try it. You should always do it confidently. That will enhance your work whenever you are attempting to do that. The second shloka. Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadaye atmaiva hyatmano bandhur atmaiva ripuratmanah. This is chapter number 6 and shlok number 5. Here he has told us to be self-reliant. So that means we have to always be, just as we have to be confident, we have to rely on ourselves, our abilities, our ways of thinking. And then when we try to do our work, we will definitely be successful in our lives. The third one. Nashto moha smritir labdha tvat prasadatmayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandehas karishye vachanam tava. This is from chapter 18, verse number 73. Here, this shloka is by Arjuna. He is being told by Bhagwan that you have to be always surrendering. He is always surrendered himself to the Bhagwan. So then only he was able to grasp whatever was done by him. So now is the time to listen to our sweet, smiling, soft-spoken Shraddha Devi. She is a professionally qualified IT engineer. She is a native of Nagpur and residing in Hyderabad. Bhagavad-Gītā has been a part and parcel of her life through Nagpur Geeta Parivar and Learn Geeta Association as co-trainer since August 2020. Currently contributing in online Geeta classes as L4 trainer and in various other teams too. May we all continue to imbibe this nectar of knowledge through her. Didi, Jai Shri Krishna. Please start the discourse. Please
Jai
start
Shri
your
Krishna. Very warm welcome to the session. Today is Ekadashi, and on the eve of this Ekadashi, we have come together to understand the very difficult chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the 13th chapter. So let us pray to the Almighty Shri Krishna and seek blessings of Swamiji so that we can understand and sail through this difficult chapter. Hari Om. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavati Mashtadashatyayini Ambatvam Anusandhanami Bhagavat Gite Bhavatveshini Om Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Krishnaya Namaha. So, the last session, Shri Krishna, we have seen, has described two important terms related to this chapter, related to the supreme knowledge. We were talking initially after the 12th chapter, Shri Krishna has started telling about the Nirgun Bhakti and has introduced two terms, Kshetra and Kshetrajna. In the previous session, we have seen how Kshetrajna, the body, all the creatures, Char, Achar, are created, and how they are created from the 5 elements. And the characteristics of Kshetra we have seen. Comprehensive list Shri Krishna has given. After that, one very important thing he has told about the knowledgeable people. To understand the Kshetrajna, we should have some qualities amongst us. We should have a special specs, special vision, special understanding, and that understanding comes from certain qualities. We get the Jnana Chakshu, the spectacles of knowledge. To get that knowledge, to become a knowledgeable person, to increase our padrata, to increase our capacity to understand the Kshetrajna, Shri Krishna has described a list of 20 characteristics that a person should try to imbibe in himself so as to understand Kshetrajna, to become a Jnani. So, very important list of Jnani Shri Krishna has explained. Amanitvam adambhitvam mahimsa kshantirarjavam, a comprehensive list we have seen in the previous session. How is a Jnani understood that this person, how is it understood that a person is a knowledgeable person? From the characteristics. He cannot keep saying, oh, I am a Brahma Jnani. A person who is saying I am Brahma Jnani, it's clear that he has no knowledge. It reminds me of a story of Yajnavalkya and Gargi in the court of King Janak. King Janak had once told, he had held a competition about who is a Brahma Jnani. And all the intelligent, all the knowledgeable people in the vicinity were invited to participate in this. Now, all the intelligent, all the Brahmins came. They all were very intelligent, very wise. They knew if we tell I am a Brahma Jnani, the first test is gone. It will indicate this, I am not a Jnani, so nobody can say what to do. Yajnavalkya, very smart, very intelligent. He says, I don't know about this. I need this. The reward was some thousand, lots of cows. So he said, he just got upset. I don't know about Brahmagyani, but I need those cows. I need those cows. So I'm taking those cows. If you want, if you feel I'm not capable, you prove to me that you test and check whether I'm capable or not. But I need the cows, so I'm taking the cows with me. That is the correct approach. Whether I am a jnani or not, we cannot declare, but the characteristics will show whether the person is knowledgeable or not. Gargiji, she was a very wise lady. She took his test and got all the beautiful answers from him. He was a Brahmagyani, undoubtedly, and he has shown it, but not with his own mouth. His whole character has displayed how knowledgeable he was. We all, as pursuers of Sanatana Dharma, as pursuers of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā, should try to inculcate all these characteristics in us to become knowledgeable and capable of understanding what Sri Krishna is trying to tell us ahead. Tat pravakshyami yajñātvāmritamashnuté anādimat param brahma nasattanna saduchyate. What is Sri Krishna trying to tell us here? He is trying to tell us the jnēya. What is eligible to be drunk? When you are, it is called peya. That much Hindi we all understand. Whatever is worth drinking is peya. Whatever is worth knowing is jnēya. Yat jnēya yajñātva amritamashnuté tat pravakshyami. I am telling you what is, when you drink, it is, when you know that it is yajñātva amritamashnuté. It's a very beautiful thing. It's a very important thing. So first, let us see what is this jnēya. This definition of jnēya is profoundly found in our Vedas, Upanishads, and all other important scriptures. It is the one which is worth knowing. Now, there are so many things worth knowing in this world. Science, arts, astronomy, medical science, engineering. So many vast fields. There is an endless list that is worth knowing. What is the difference between that knowledge and this knowledge? The knowledge that we use for sustaining in this world, it has no end. No matter how much you know it, there is still something left to be known. But this ultimate jnēya, once you understand that, there is nothing more left to be known. Whatever knowledge we get from engineering, science, medical, all these things, if we know it, it is not going to free us from this vicious cycle of death and birth. But the ultimate jnēya that Sri Krishna is talking about here, it is going to free us from this cycle of birth and death. And that is why it is the most important, it is the purpose of human life itself can be said to be attaining this jnēya, by attaining this knowledge. And what does one attain by getting this knowledge? Yajñātva amritamashnuté. Yajñātva, understanding this, amritamashnuté. You are attaining immortality. How is this? We have all heard the story of Nachiketa in Kathopanishad. Nachiketa, you all knew, a small boy whose father said, I've given you to Yamraj. He went to Yamraj, did penance there, and he Yamraj was very happy with this boy, impressed. This such a young boy waiting for so many days in front of my door and waiting to meet me. Such dedication Nachiketa had shown, and ultimately managed to have a conversation with Yamraj. It's a beautiful conversation. Then, during that conversation, Nachiketa was a small boy. Yamaraj is Yamaraj, Lord of Death, controlling everything. He knows everything. He knows the best possible knowledge. He's thinking this boy is having such tough questions. Nachiketa asked him that after that people say something is left. Then what is that something? You have to tell me. And what is the fate of that something? And some people say that everything is dead. Which of the two is correct? You have to explain me all these tough questions at that small age of around 8 years. Where does our brain work? This toy I want, that toy I want. Look at Nachiketa. Such tough questions he already had. And gradually in this conversation, Nachiketa asked Yama about Atma Jnana. Give me the knowledge of Atma Jnana. Yama said, no, this conversation is heading towards very serious topics. You do one thing. I will give you kingdom. I'll give you many cows. I'll give you as much life as you want, Nachiketa. Don't worry about all this. If we would have been in Nachiketa's place, with all the riches in the world Yamaraj is giving. As long life you want, that much long life I'll give you. Whatever number of years you want to live, I'll give you that long life. I'll give you a prosperous life. Had we been in his place, we would have quickly traded our places. Huh? Okay, give me. But Nachiketa was a smart guy. He said, no matter how many years I live, ultimately I have to die. So the ultimate truth is that I'm going to die. So if I don't, I just understand that one thing, that one element, after knowing which, the death itself will end for me. This is very brilliant of Nachiketa, and that is when Yama gave up and gave him all the knowledge of Atma Jnana. Shraddha Maharaj had preached this Śrīmad-Bhagavad Katha to King Parikshit for 7 days. At the end of 7 days, he asked, how are you feeling now, Parikshit? He said, Mrityubhyo na vibhemyaham. I am not scared of death now. This is the why. So there is anybody who has come to birth has to die. But the fear of death itself is gone. Yajñātva amritamashnuti, yajñātva amritamashnuti. This is that knowledge because of which the fear of death goes forever. Because the identification of self with the mortal body goes, the fear of death is gone, and we get the immortality. And further, he also explains we are trying to understand the Jnaya, the one that is worth knowing. So further in this shloka, Shri Krishna has said that Anadimat Param Brahma Nasatanna Saduchyate. It is Anadi. That Anadimat Param Brahma and Na Sat Na Asat Uchyate. It is not even true, not even false. How is it possible? Anadimat. This universe emerges from the cosmic form. We have seen this. He establishes itself. This entire world is being created. It is being established, and again it is merging back into this entire Jnaya, into this cosmic form. However, in this entire process, this ultimate superior form is remaining unchanged, and hence it is termed as eternal, Anadimat, and it is Param Brahma. Param Brahma, there is nothing more superior to this, and it is Nasat Na Asatapi. It is not even, it cannot be seen. When people are around us, we know God exists. We pray to our God. Sat. We pray to Shri Krishna's idol. It is Sat. And when somebody asks, oh, where is your God? Show me. You cannot show him. So he's there. He's Sat. But he's also Asat because you cannot take it and show it Asat. Asat is what is not visible to this worldly eyes from ourselves. There are many things which cannot be seen. Our mind. Somebody says, do you have a mind? Okay, you have. Okay, show me. Somebody asks you, do you have buddhi? Oh God, we'll get angry. Show me the buddhi. How? It cannot be seen. But doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So these terms are a little relative of each other. Absence of day is considered as night, absence of nights is considered as day, like that. So there is no definition, and this concept of whether it is truth or it is false, Sat and Asat itself are all relative terms. And the Parabrahma, Brahma, is beyond these definitions of what existence and non-existence. You know, if we say something is existing, something as truth, we are limiting its importance. If we try to put some words, you know, this is Kshetra, this is Sat, this is Asat, we are limiting the importance of that Jnaya, that ultimate knowledge. It is being limited. But this entire description about this Jnaya, it is limitless. It is beyond the words. So that is why it cannot be Sat. It also cannot be Asat. And knowing this, you know, we can see how intensely deep and difficult it is to know this Jnaya, to know this Param Brahma. This is so difficult to understand because it cannot be described in words. Our intellect is only limited to words. So it cannot be limited, it cannot be understood by words. We cannot limit its importance. So the description is beyond our comprehension and beyond the capacity of words, but still for our sake, Shri Krishna is slightly describing it for us. Sarvatah pani padam tat sarvato kshishiro mukham sarvatah shruti malloki sarvamavritya tishtati. Now, we are talking about this cosmic energy. And that image of this Nirgun Brahma, Parabrahma to settle in our minds, it's going to be very difficult. So for understanding this Nirgun Brahma, Shri Krishna has given this beautiful shloka. See, before we try to understand this Nirgun Brahma and this shloka, because we all are talking in a language which is English, some of you might find it difficult to understand these terms Nirgun Nirakar, Sagun Sakar. Let us quickly have a look at these two forms of upasana, these two streams of worship or upasana. What are these? First, Nirgun Nirakar. Nirgun means worshipping the unmanifested, formless God. So we know that there is some Shakti behind everything, whatever is happening. There is an unseen, formless, unmanifested power. This is the one which we are trying to understand in this chapter. As a Kshetrajna, as a Jnaya, this is what we are trying to understand. The Nirgun Nirakar. And Sagun Sakar, we have seen this. We are aware of this. It is the worship of manifested form. It is a definite form, a comprehensible form. 2 hands, 2 legs, Ganesha with a trunk. This is a manifested form of God. They are also one big pool of energy. But so this is the Sagun, because it is having a proper form, it is Sakar, Saguna Sakar. We feed him, we give bath to him, we decorate him. We'll decorate him with beautiful clothes. And Nirgun Nirakar, infinite, limitless. Tomorrow while doing puja, even if I want to dress up this Nirgun, that big kapda, from where will I get? It is very difficult. We have to understand that these are the two things. Our Sagun Sakar, our Kana's idol. We all love Shri Krishna. The Kana's idol, it is the Sagun Sakar that we are already worshipping. And the other type of worship, other type of knowledge, the other type of God that we are trying to understand in this chapter is Nirgun Nirakar. So, and to understand this Nirgun Nirakar, there is a limitation of our intellect. We understand with the help of the body only, haath, pair, yehi samajh mein aate hain. We are dehadharis. Dehadhari means we are bodily forms. We understand only in the language of hands, legs and everything. So here also Shri Krishna is describing the Nirgun Nirakar, the formless unmanifested form, with the help of the different organs. Okay. So this Jnaya, this Nirgun Nirakar is very difficult to imagine because of our limitations only. The closest we can come to imagining these is by using two things. One is the sky and another one is the electricity. These are slightly, close definitions of very minuscule, but slightly close definitions of Nirgun Nirakar. Can't be seen and is limitless. So when these have to be understood with greater depth, Sri Krishna is explaining us in terms of our body. That Sarvataha Pani Padam, everywhere his hands and legs are there, everywhere. Sarvatok Shishiro Mukham, everywhere his eyes, face, mouth, everywhere it is there, everywhere. Sarvatashrutimaloke sarvamavritya tishtati. Such a beautiful joke. Pani means hands. Chakra Pani, we know the one with the chakra in the hand. So Chakra Pani, Sarvatav Pani Padantat. Everywhere, wherever devotees are giving the offerings, God's arms will be there to accept it. That is Nirgun. Wherever the devotee reaches out for help, Nirgun Nirakar, this God's arms are there to help him out. Wherever you light a lamp, the God's eyes are seeing it. Wherever a devotee is offering food, his mouth is there to accept the offerings. There is no particular place. He is everywhere. Wherever a devotee imagines the lotus feet of Sri Bhagavan and offers chandan, offers his pranam to his feet, the feet appear there to accept the devotee's prayers. So beautiful. Sarvatashrutimaloke. Every word uttered reaches his ear. His capacity of hearing is everywhere. Sarvamavritya tishtati. Now see, he's everywhere he's present. He's hidden behind everything. Now we give and take with our hands. We walk with our legs. We listen with our eyes. We listen with our ears. We see with our eyes. God has these limitless, amazing abilities in every particle of this universe. Imagine all these sense organs that we have in one body, and we take pride in it. Shri Krishna's, this entire universe, this Nirgun Nirakar, in every particle of the universe, this capacity is there, is what the shloka is saying. Amazing is the power of this Nirgun Paramatma, that such abilities are present in every particle. And this all-encompassing form is reaching us from every side. And we can reach him with full devotion. And then continuing his description of the Jnaya, Shri Krishna is moving towards another very interesting attribute. Sarvendriya gunamhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarva brachaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. The descriptions here are slightly contradictory. Sarvendriya gunamhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam. Sarvendriya gunamhasam. He gets the feel of all the senses. But at the same time, sarvendriya vivarjitam. He does not have any sense organs. So though we say he's listening to us, he doesn't have ears. But yet listens to voices of all the devotees. Without eyes also, he's seeing everything, not what is happening in our house, but in all the three lokas, not just three, in all the different lokas. We know there are more than one. We know of only Mritilok, Patalok, Swargalok, but there are many more loks. In all, everywhere what is happening, he's able to see without having a proper well-defined sense organ of eyes. And this is without a skin, he can embrace all the devotees. So this is like, electricity is not in that light bulb, but when it is functioning, how will you understand when the light bulb, it cannot glow on its own. But when electricity is entered, then only we can understand that it is having its presence, it's working. So that spark is there everywhere. Similarly, all places, this Indriya is functional, but it is not present. He doesn't have the actual sense organs. Asaktam sarva brachaiva. Asaktam sarva bracha eva. He is detached from all the beings. Yet he is responsible for what? Upbringing and supporting all beings. So this is how we can understand by example of a cotton. Cotton is in all the cloths. We are wearing clothes, they are made up of cotton. So, but cotton itself is not a cloth, right? Cotton itself is not cloth, but yet it supports all cloth. It is responsible for making all cloths. It is the main thing from which the cloth is being made. So the upbringing of the cloth, the birth of the cloth is happening because of cotton. So though it is not that, but it is responsible for Saktam Sarva Brichaiva. Without, and a very important thing, Asaktam Sarva Brichaiva Nirgunam Guna Bhoktricha. God is devoid of all these gunas. We know Prakriti is made up of 3 gunas: Rajogun, Tamogun, Sattvagun. And though he is not having all these gunas, he is Nirgunam Guna Bhoktricha. He is also the Bhokta. He is the one who is enjoying all these gunas. He is the one who is getting, through our sense organs. He is getting, he's enjoying the maya of all these gunas. He's enjoying, he's enjoying seeing the devotees doing their karma under the influence of gunas. He's enjoying seeing us reading Bhagavad-Gītā. With all our senses, eyes, and head, or books in your hand, everything. He is also enjoying seeing you all studying. One important thing, Asaktam Sarva Brichaiva. Very important, this term. So see how this is how a father should also be. He's Asakta, means there is no attachment. Like he's no, it's not like a dependent, emotional dependency, but supporting everybody. That's how a father should be. Not having a blind love in all the children, but supporting them in whatever they need. So Asaktam Sarva Prachaiva Nirgunam Gunabhoktrucha. So from 12th shloka till this almost 14th shloka, Shri Krishna has described the knowable. What is the knowable? And in the 15th shloka, Shri Krishna is summarizing what he has told about what? The Jnaya, the knowable, and what he's planning to tell further. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharain charamevacham sukshmatvat tada vijneyam durasthain chantike chatat. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharain charamevacham. This Paramatma Tattva, this God that we are talking about, it is enveloping all the movable chara and the unmovable achara objects also. And it is also inside this objects, antara also, it is inside all these objects also. So for example, we put ice in water. The water is outside the ice also. The water is inside the ice also. A balloon, if you fill it with air, what will happen? You can't say that air is only inside, it is also outside the balloon. So this Paramatma Tattva that we are trying to understand is everywhere. It is inside us, it is outside us also. Sukshmatvat tada vijneyam. Sukshmatvat tada tat avijneyam. Now we are calling this tattva as Jnaya. What is the meaning of Jnaya? The one which is knowable. And now here we are saying it is avijnaya. Again contradiction. It is not knowable. Why it is not knowable? Because it is so subtle that it cannot be seen. It cannot be understood because of its subtleness. Sukshmatvat. Owing to its subtleness, it is not clearly understandable. So what are these sukshma things? So suppose I'm holding this computer mouse in my hand. It is made of all that is having electrons, protons, neutrons. I can't see all this. I know it is there, but we cannot see. We know they are made of electrons, protons, neutrons, all these atoms. But are we able to see it? No, we understood only when we get the knowledge of science, which is explaining all these things to us. Only when we get the particular knowledge that we know what is residing in these atoms. So it is so sukshma that it is difficult to understand. It is so sukshma, only with the right knowledge we can understand it. In the air around us, if somebody asks, is there water? You say, no, it is there. Ask a small child, do you see water around you in the air unless it is raining? They know there's no water. It is windy. It's just air. But students of science and those who have had the basic schooling, they know there is water vapor in the air. So in the form of moisture, there is water around us too. But this knowledge comes because of what? Having the appropriate knowledge. So, but it is so tiny that it is not observable. And only with the right knowledge, it will be understood. So, sukshmatvat tad vigneyam. Durasthai chantike chatat. It is far from us, but it is near us also. See, we can know this only if we have faith on the Sri Krishna. He is very much near us. He is within us. But due to our proximity, due to our closeness to all these worldly pleasures, we are not able to see him. He appears very far from us. So a sadhak should have what? Inclination towards the God. He should be willing to renounce, to, reduce the effect of all the worldly things in our lives, slowly get detached and try to seek within ourselves what is there. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam bhutabhadra cha tajñīyam grasishnu prabhavishnu cha avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam. He is undivided. Avibhakta, the God that exists in me, the same God is existing in each one of you. So he is avibhakta. He exists in all people, the same God, but he exists in diverse forms. So he is the avibhakta and vibhakta. Here the division is a mere delusion. Okay, it just appears like just as space. One really sometimes, we feel that the creatures around us. उनमें कहाँ भगवान है? So many people are eating animals. उनमें भी है. We also have, others also have. The same God is existing in what? In diverse forms he is existing. So God is actually undivided, but he seems to be spread all over the beings. Now, for instance, to understand this better, we see, let's look at a day. The day transforms from what? Morning, then afternoon, then evening. This is the whole process of day. When the entire day is happening from morning till the evening, in this process, is the sky changing? The sky remains the same. During a lifetime, see, we were all small children when we were born, babies, then kids, then adults, and we are going to age to become old people. From this child to youth to old person, this entire transformation is happening, but the body is same, only its form is changing, isn't it? So that is the meaning of this charan. Similarly, so throughout this creation, sustenance and destruction of the world, he, the Brahma, remains the same. Bhuta bharatra cha tajñīyam grasishnu prabhavishnu cha. The one that is to be known, tajñīyam. How it is? It is the supporter of all the beings. It is supporting everything. It is devouring everything. Grasishnu, Prabha Vishnu, it is also the creator of everything. Prabhak Vishnu, it is also creating everything. Now, this entire universe is moving around this one Nyayam. Now, there is a truth which is enclosing us and which is within us also. But we cannot see it, we cannot experience it. So anything that we can't see, we feel it is dark, it doesn't appear. So maybe it is just dark, it is dark, that is why we are not able to see. No, it is luminous. It is the very source of life, light. Jyotishamapi tajyotistamasah paramuchyate jnanagamyam hridhi sarvasya vishtitam. Jyotishamapi tajyotis. Physical matter and all the other worldly things, they are visible how? With the help of sun, moons, electricity, bulb lights, all that. Okay? Only when light falls on certain things, only when the light is falling on me, you are able to see me. Only when light is falling on any object, we are able to see. How our sense organs are. For the sense organs also, this light definition we have to understand here. How our ears are hearing? So the sound is the light for our ear. We are able to hear. So the word Jyoti here I'm trying to explain. Sense organs, we have skin, nose, tongue, eyes, ears, all these. They are the illuminators of what? Touch, smell, taste, sight, and sound. So we have to understand that the illuminator for sight for all the objects is light. We are able to see. So all our sense organs are getting illuminated by, all the objects are getting illuminated and we are understanding them by the help of our sense organs. Our organs can sense everything, but until the mind is working, will you understand, will you interpret anything that they are telling us? No. So mind is the illuminator for whom? The sense organs. And the intellect, to comprehend what our mind is feeling, we have to have the right buddhi, the right intellect. The intellect is the illuminator of mind. And this entire package is in this ourselves. Ourself is the illuminator for the intellect. Similarly, this Parabrahma Paramatma is the illuminator for the self. We are understanding all this, we are on the path of Bhagavad Gita because we are illuminated by what? By the Parabrahma Paramatma. So ultimately, the source of all, this is a very small example we're looking at. The source of all the illumination that is happening in the universe is this Paramatma. How is the sun? We cannot go and eliminate. He is deriving the energy from the Parampita Paramatma. And tamasah paramuchyate, it is the light of all the lights. So if you say, oh, the sun is getting some darkness, no, the sun doesn't know the definition of darkness. He himself is the source of light. He is completely beyond the darkness. Only when you see him when you see sun as a drashta from a different way, we are seeing that darkness there. But sun itself doesn't know the definition of darkness. There is no darkness on sun. It's light everywhere. He himself, the darkness cannot come close to him anyways. That is how the Gni is. It is beyond darkness. Now here darkness is not just the light and dark that we are talking about. In terms of also ignorance, this Neya is beyond darkness, it is beyond ignorance, and that is why it is called tamasah paramuchyate. It is beyond tamas, beyond this darkness, beyond all ignorance. Jnanagamyam. Jnanan, it itself, this Nirguna Brahma Paramatma that we are trying to understand, that is what? It is jnana, it is knowledge itself. Jnana, it itself is the knowable. All the Vedas and scriptures are dedicated to understand this ultimate knowledge. We have also read previously, Vedaishcha sarvairahameva vedyo. I am the only one to be known by the Vedas. Vedaishcha sarvairahameva vedyo. Vedanta krit veda videva chaham. 15th chapter, Vedanta krit. I am the author of the Vedanta and I am the knower of all the Vedas. So he is the jnana, he is the knowledge, he is the jnana, he is the knowable, jnana gamyam. And if we want to understand, he can be known only through knowledge. We have seen this. Only when we have the knowledge of atmosphere, we understood that it is having moisture, it is having water vapor. So only by the help of knowledge, this Jnaya, Jnanam can be known. So Jnanagamyam, it's something which is known only with the help of knowledge. That is the meaning of the term Jnanagamyam. So all the illusions that we have, that can be cleared only with the help of knowledge. Once that illusion, that ignorance is cleared, the ultimate knowledge of God can be obtained, and hence Jnanagamya. And where is all this tattva reciting? Hriday sarvasya vishtitam. It is present everywhere, but he resides in everyone's heart. After telling everything about Kshetra, knowledge, Jnaya, the knowable, now Sri Krishna is telling us why it is so important to understand this Jnaya, why it is important to understand this Dhyana, Jnanagamyam, which is understandable only by this knowledge. Why is it important to understand this Nirgun Param Paramatma? Very important. Iti kshetran tatha jnanain jnanain choktam samasataha. Madbhakta etad vidnyaya madbhavayopapadyate. Iti kshetran tatha jnanain jnanain choktam samasataha. Hey Arjuna, I have told you this kshetra, this jnana, this jnaya, everything. I have told you samasataha. Briefly, I have summarized everything for you. How is the kshetra? All the 36 characteristics of kshetra he has described earlier. How is the knowledge? The knowledge, 20 characteristics of knowledge Sri Krishna has described earlier. And the knowledge of the knowable God, this knowable God, the Jnaya, till the 17th shloka, we have understood total of 16 characteristics are there. Jyotisham api tat jyotis. All these shlokas that we saw today are actually the characteristics of Hriday sarvasya vishtitam. All these things. He's asattanna, sattanna, saduchyate, beyond sat and asat. All these are the characteristics of the God, of this knowledge. So these also I have told you, 16 characteristics to list out. So all these have been summarized in principle so far by me. Then Madbhakta etad vidnyaya. Madbhakta, very, not just everybody. Somebody just blindly reading Bhagavad-gītā. No, Madbhakta, the one who have faith in me. My devotees, Madbhakta etad vidnyaya. By knowing this, Madbhava yopapadyate. They will attain me. What is the meaning of attain me? They will become indifferent from me. Whatever bhav is there, mat bhava, they will attain. Shri Krishna has given, and also here further he says, etat vidnyaya madbhava yopapadyate. That here, that assurance that once you understand this, you will understand me. Now, ultimately, many people will feel, what is this importance? Ultimately, Kanna ke mad bhakta only here. Mad bhakta etad vidnyaya. Ultimately, we have to do bhakti only. Devotion only is what is mattering in the end. So why this entire Jnaya, knowledge and all this you want to tell us? Everybody will think like that. So complicated terms, beyond our imagination, beyond the description of words, you are telling everything. When ultimately we have to do bhakti, just tell us bhakti only. We have to understand whatever we are doing as a part of bhakti, what is the importance of that sagun sakar bhakti. We have to understand the importance of that. This nirgun knowledge is knowledge about the nirgun is important. This we'll understand with the help of a small story. This is the story of Raodeo Maharaj. Where Raodeo Maharaj was a very big devotee of Vitthal. It is believed that, from childhood, he used to see him around him, he used to play with God himself. Somebody who has attained that level of bhakti. Once there was a meeting of all the santas, all the sages. This happened in the presence of Jnaneshwar Maharaj. So Jnaneshwar Maharaj, has there are 4 siblings. And the youngest one, the Muktabai, she was sister of Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Her capacity is beyond words. She was an incarnation again, just like Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Now, when all these sages were sitting, Muktai, she started going and knocking on the heads of these sages, all the sages, all the saints who were there. She started, knocking on their head. Now, everybody else who was there, they knew the adhikar, the rights that Muktabai had. That she is a great sage. Nobody objected. But when she did that to Raodeo Maharaj, he said, "What is this Muktabai?" Immediately he said, "What are you doing?" And she said, she tells Jnaneshwar Maharaj, "Dada, ye madka, this what you call pot is half done. That era pots was a very important thing. So it is a half done, half baked pot is what you call." Now the Maharaj thought, what is she saying? So he asked Jnaneshwar Maharaj, what happened? Why this kind of thing she has said? So he said, "See, you have a lot of devotion in you, but without a guru, without somebody to show you the path, this entire bhakti, this entire thing is a little incomplete. So you need to have a guru." So Raodeo Maharaj said, "Okay, so you suggest who can be my guru?" So Jnaneshwar Maharaj sent him to Visoba Khechar. Said, "You go, you meet him." Raodeo Maharaj went. He saw this man sleeping in the temple with his feet towards the Shivlinga. So lying down towards the Shivlinga, something like that. And he was surprised. "I have to make him my guru. It's not even having temple, he has to sleep." He went, woke him up. "Please get up. Sleep. You want to sleep, you sleep somewhere else. Why you are sleeping here?" And that too with the feet in this direction. He said, "See, I'm too old to get up. If you think my feet are not in the correct direction, you only move it." And Raodeo Maharaj moved. Now, wherever he moved the feet, the Shivlinga was appearing there. Wherever he would move the feet, the Shivling was appearing. "Oh, what is this? Everywhere I'm changing the direction. This feet, the direction of this feet, the Shivling is appearing." He was very surprised. So Raodeo Maharaj understood there is something beyond this devotion, beyond this bhakti, which I am really not understanding, in which this man who is sleeping in the temple is knowing. He did pranam and said, "What is it? No, I'm sorry, I didn't understand your adhikar, I didn't understand you earlier." So Visoba said, "See, you have understood the Sagun Bhakti. You are a great devotee, but the same Vitthal, the same God is existing everywhere. That you have not yet understood. And that is the reason you have been sent here." So whatever God we are seeing in our Shri Krishna, in the idol, he is everywhere. So wherever we cannot see, but he can see us everywhere. So this is the importance. Just the Sagun Sakar is not sufficient. Just the Nirgun Nirakar is not enough. Both are equally important. When you understand both of them, then you are in a supersonic flight of spirituality. These are words of Swamiji, not mine. Prakritim purushaim chaiva vidhyanani ubhavapi vikaranscha gunanscha vidhi prakriti sambhavan. Prakriti purushaim chaiva vidhyanadi ubhavapi. Prakriti is causing the entire evolution of matter. Whatever is happening here is happening because of Prakriti. It's 5 elements. Then the elements turn into different matter that we are seeing. Ahankar, Buddhi, 5 sense organs, their subjects, all these 36 characters, all this drama is being done by Prakriti. And Purush, it is the divine entity which gives the soul to all the elements. So what Shri Krishna is saying here, both Prakriti and Purush are eternal. Vidhyanadi ubhavapi. They are eternal. There is no beginning to them, no end, obviously. Something which doesn't have a beginning, it will not have an end. Here, this expression Ubhavapi is very clearly telling that this Prakriti and Purush are two different things. They both are eternal, but they are two different things. And Vikaranshcha Gunanscha Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan. Then Vikara. Vikara means the transformations that are happening within this Prakriti. These transformations and the gunas. We know Prakriti is Trigunatmaka. She has three gunas, Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. So all the transformations of these gunas and the transformations that are happening within the Prakriti is creating this entire universe that we are seeing every day, and also the one which we are not seeing, which we are not capable of seeing. This entire Prakriti is created and has been created by Prakriti. So, and what is happening? This entire Prakriti is creating. And what is the matter that we see is Prakriti. The one that is seeing the matter, that is Purush, the Chaitanya, that is spirit, the consciousness. Whatever, so matter is made. But the one who has the capacity to see that matter is Purush. The two terms you have to understand in this shloka. Prakriti, Purush. Prakriti is the matter. Purush is the one who has the capacity to see the matter. The ultimate spirit, the ultimate conscious, the ultimate energy, the divine energy is the Purush. And we can experience that this entire world is made from these two elements, Prakriti and the Purush. Now, only when these two come together, this entire universe can be said to be running. We have all sitting in the fans. Fan chal raha hai sabke ghar mein, everybody has this electricity on. By itself, can a fan move? No. It is just an object made of iron. It will start operating. Its work, its purpose is achieved only when electricity flows through it. The purpose of whatever is created in the Prakriti is fulfilled only when the element, the divine entity of energy, Purush, is entering into it. And that divinity, that energy is giving the entire world some meaning. It has become functional because of that. So whatever is happening in the universe, it is the action of Prakriti. It is happening due to the action of Prakriti. It keeps doing things. It will keep the volcano coming, water falling, everything is happening. Human beings with their mano, buddhi, ahankar, they are inventing different things and doing all the drama around us. We already know. All this is under the influence of what? Prakriti. But who is bearing the consequences of these actions? Vikaranscha gunanscha prakriti sambhavan. Who is bearing the consequences? All we'll see further. Karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti ruchyate. Purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktrutve hetu ruchyate. So whatever is happening because of Prakriti. But who is the one who is bearing the consequences? The Purush who is sitting inside this is bearing the consequences. Purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktrutve hetu ruchyate. Karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti ruchyate. All that is happening because of Prakriti, and who is bearing the consequences? Purush. How? Let us try to understand. Because Purush, this energy, now it has come in association with the Prakriti. So what has happened? It has become very closely associated with Prakriti. When this Purush, this understanding is closely associated with Prakriti, what has happened? It has forgotten its original nature. It is mool swabhav, it is forgotten. You know how it is? It is like a mighty king who has been imprisoned by an enemy clan. Imagine a mighty king. Once he is imprisoned by the enemy, will he be able to do anything? No, he has lost all his might. We have to forget that we are dependent on someone. Karya karana kartrutve, Prakriti is creating all this. And what is happening? Whatever pain we are bearing, whatever is Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Heturachite. Prakriti is said to be the cause. In the production of the effect and cause, Prakriti is the cause. And when it is coming to experiencing the pleasure and pain, it is the Purush. How it is happening? Let us understand with an example of fire. You imagine a ball of iron. A ball of iron is there. Circle. Ball means circle. It is put in hot fire, flame, bright flame, and not just a candle flame, big fire. What will happen? When you put it there, you will see the fire will start appearing in the shape of the circle. Is the fire having the shape of circle? No. And the iron ball which originally we had, was it hot? No, it was cold. But once it is put in fire, it is becoming hot. Similarly, when a Purush is coming in contact with the Prakriti, it starts feeling the pleasure and the pain. He starts, because of how the heat of the fire is going to make that iron ball hot. The effect of Prakriti is going to amend the Purush. Its nature is not like that, but he will forget its own nature. In the close association, he'll start experiencing the happiness, the sorrow, everything. Only when that contact is lost and the Chaitanya is empty, is freed, it understands that, oh, it is Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. So this is the effect of the association that the Purush has with the Prakriti. It forgets itself and it gets involved with the Prakriti and starts believing that whatever is happening in Prakriti is actually happening to the Purush, to that divine conscious energy. Purushas prakristho hi bhunte prakritijan gunan karanam guna sangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. This Purush is seated in Prakriti, we have seen. It is experiencing all the qualities and now it is in this vicious cycle of the qualities of the gunas, and because of its attachment to the guna, what is happening? He's doing different karmas and getting stuck in this cycle of birth, sad asad yoni janma. So he's getting stuck there also. So it is because of these experiences. Like we have to understand what is the solution behind this. What can be done? Why this has happened? Only when we understand why this has happened, we can understand what has to be done. Why this has happened? Because whatever indriya, whatever sense organs we got, we have seen the kshetra has 36 characteristics. So whatever indriya we have started believing that these are mine. We have forgotten that we are a part of that Purush, that divine energy. But we have started believing what? These eyes are mine, this nose is mine, these hands are mine, these are not, all this is mine. As the Purush becomes independent, when we say the mouth that I'm speaking from is actually not my mouth, whatever we are doing is we are doing under the influence of a destiny. Whatever Shri Krishna has had for us, when we start understanding, when we get independent of this, when we are independent, this association will decrease. As the association with the Prakriti decreases, as we start disassociating ourselves with the body, as we start, our conscious starts getting free. The consciousness starts getting freed. Freed from what? From the grief of life. And also from the excess happiness of the life. So whatever we have seen, we're feeling happy, when you know that this is all temporary. I'm just sitting in this car of Kshetra. This is all temporary. Then this entire thing gets mellowed down. This misery of life automatically starts fading. The prabhav. And what happens when this effect starts fading? The effect of the Purush gradually starts increasing in us. The effect of the divine energy, the effect of the Kshetrajna, effect of the Jnaya, effect of the cosmic energy of the Nirgun, everything, whatever you want to call it, the effect of the divine starts changing in you, and it starts increasing in you. See, there is God in everyone. But the effect that God has in each one is not same, right? Every human being has a different this thing about God. The light of God is not equally seen in everybody. Slowly that experience we'll understand. What happens, let us see in the second shloka. That when this experience increases, the effect of the God increases, upadrashtanumanta cha bharata bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyukto dehesmin purusha paraha. There is God in everyone. The effect of God, the light of God is not same in everyone. And as the blanket of this ignorance gradually gets removed, ignorance of what? That this is me. Ignorance of what? That these sense organs are me. When this ignorance gets removed, the effect of God becomes a little more prominent in everyone. And what happens? There is God in us. He's sitting like a upadrashta. Now, drashta means someone who is watching. Drashta. You all are drashta of this vivechan. You all are watching. Here, God is not just drashta, He is upadrashta, watching closely. Because He is sitting inside us, watching us from all four directions. We all have CCTV camera. Doing anything wrong in the mall, in the shops, what we do? Are there any CCTV cameras? One CCTV camera will capture from one direction. God's CCTV cameras are fitted inside us, capturing from all different directions. God's CCTV camera, how will you escape? So, He's not just drashta, upadrashta, watching us closely. He's not only seeing what we have done, He is also watching what you have thought. That is the supersonic camera that God has fitted right within us. Now, this is the general role of God within us. He is watching us. This is the general role. Still, people will do whatever they want to do, whatever attachment they have with the Prakriti, they'll behave accordingly. But when this blanket of ignorance is taken away, then that effect of God, I told you, is going to increase. What is going to happen? The upadrashta is gradually going to become what? Anumanta. He is becoming the guiding light. So many people, we say sometimes, there was something within me that was telling me that I don't have to do this. There was something within me that was telling this is the right path. What is that something? That when we start doing the correct, when we are on the correct path, the God within us, the consciousness within us, it is going to do what? It is going to change its role from being a drashta to being a guiding light. And that role, it is going to remain, it is going to take us further on this path of liberation. Our conscious gets purified. See, there was something which brought us near Bhagavad Gita. The more we understood Bhagavad Gita, the more we understood what we are, the more we understood the power of this Shri Krishna, the more we understand this entire functioning of the universe, we all have experienced our conscious being purified. All the volunteers who work with Geeta Parivar, we see the change in ourselves. You all seekers of Bhagavad Gita will see that change in yourself. And we'll see how the role of the consciousness we have within us is changing from just a viewer to a guiding light. And he's not only just a witness, now he's the permitter, the supporter, the transcendental energy in us. And one who knows all this, that person, what will happen to that? Ya evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunais saha. sarvatha vartamanopi na sabhuyo vijayate. The one who understands this truth of the supreme soul, of this individual soul and its association with the material nature, what will happen? In whatever condition they are in, irrespective, regardless of their present condition, they are going to be liberated. How to do this? It is like, Swamiji again explains it very beautifully. You have a bowl mixed with dal and rice, both the kacha, the uncooked rice and uncooked dal. If it is mixed together, and now you feel, oh no, there is no more grains in our house. Now we need to cook only that, but we need to cook only the rice, separate the dal from the rice if we have to do that. How carefully one by one you will be, separating. That complicated is the process of separating the Purush and the Prakriti. That wisdom to separate the Purush and the Prakriti, we will need to understand. How to master this process of separating the Prakriti and Purush, we will see in the next session. So from 24th shloka onwards, Shri Krishna is telling us about these spiritual practices which will help us understand the process of segregating the Prakriti from the Purush, but understanding, segregating the matter from the consciousness. So this divine knowledge will continue seeking in the next session. So on that note, with whatever Vivechan we could hear today, I offer that in the lotus feet of Shri Krishna and in the feet of Param Puja Swami Govindagiri Maharaj. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Shri Krishna. This entire 13th chapter, it's like this process, it's difficult. It's like, when you have to convert an iron into a magnet, you're going to rub it with a magnet infinitely, right? It will look like a very long, then gradually the iron gets converted into magnet. Similarly, to understand this over and over again, we'll all need to study. So let us have that, let us decide, let us have that intent in the mind that we'll continue with our dedication towards learning and seek blessings of Swamiji, seek blessings of Shri Krishna, and we'll continue this session. Understanding.
Thank you, Shraddha Didi.
Sorry, again, the time got little, but yeah. Jai Shri Krishna, everybody.
Thank you, Shraddha Didi, for explaining the shloka so elaborately and explaining Kshetra, Kshetragya, and in such simple language that we were all able to digest immediately. So best part is to motivate us all to start Gita learnings and to make our goal to attain Param Dham, Param Brahm. We have to be attached to Krishna's love and devotion always. So now let's begin the question and answer session. To ask questions, kindly raise your hand and keep your video on, and you will be unmuted one by one. So I hope all have listened intently to the session and understood everything. Still, if there is any doubt, please come forward. Shraddha Didi will solve all your life difficulties with her thorough knowledge of Gita and give you minute tips of life management. So just open your heart out and ask simply and naturally.
That is certainly an overstatement, Punita Didi. I'm also a seeker. I'm also learning. Thank you so much for your beautiful introduction, and very nicely recited some shlokas before the session. Very beautifully done, Punita ji. Pranam to you also. All volunteers at Geeta Parivar are very talented. Jai Shri Krishna. So there are no hand raises so far, I think. So there are only two possibilities. I would not talk about the second one. See, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Ajati. Please unmute yourself.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
See, being associated with Gita and learning and trying to imbibe it, my anger is reduced, but with all my health problems, my husband got a stroke, so I'm not able to give as much seva as I was doing. But I want to give more and more, and my every breath I want to dedicate to Shri Krishna. Now, at this stage when I'm distracted to family as a duty. See, Krishna also says ki you have to do your karma.
Absolutely.
So I have to attend to his needs, but it gets me disturbed. That time for a second, like I react, which I don't like myself, but spontaneously I react. Say, oh no, don't disturb me like that. So how can I stop that? I want to stop. See, somewhere
One
though
thing
I
very
love
good,
Krishna, I want
yeah,
Krishna
Jai,
also to
which
love me.
happens with each one of us. I
Yeah.
think we all are seekers, and this minute, distraction from what we want to be happens. But see, again, Shri Krishna has told everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. One very good thing, Jayaji, that is you have the realization that things are going wrong in our behaviors. That realization is the most important thing. People are not even realizing that they are going wrong. How will they improve? You have the realization that this is what I have to improve, and definitely that realization itself will seek you on the path that you want to. Another thing is, even though you're facing such tough times in the family, but the seva that we do for others, whether it is our family or others, Anusha of Shri Krishna is in them also. You think from that perspective, you want to serve Shri Krishna in whichever form he is. This entire Kshetraknya Vibhaga Yoga is about God being everywhere. In whoever you are serving, them also you see that Shri Krishna, your all services are offered to him. Whatever we are doing, everywhere, all karma we have to offer to him. You are, in a way, we should also look at it from a positive perspective, that you're getting a chance to serve in a different way. You are already doing, I can see your background now, they're already taking classes. There has to be a balance, and definitely you are striving so hard to do both. All is Krishna Seva only. Everything is Seva. Very nicely you're doing. My pranam to you, and my best
Thank you,
wishes
Didi.
to you and your family. I wish you a speedy recovery
Thank
for
you,
your
Didi.
husband also.
Thank you, Didi.
Jai Shri
I don't want to get angry on anybody.
You won't get that realization itself.
Only
Will
when
keep you away
I
from
get
anger.
disturbed when listening to Vivechan, or when I'm taking the class because he cannot get up to open the door, I have to get up, which is not expected of a train. Then I feel very disturbed. I virtually bang and go to open the door all
See,
the way.
one thing about Geeta Parivar, everybody is very understanding. Even
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have to get up, nobody will mind that. So we have to just take it lightly, and whatever seva you are doing, whatever
I
realization
feel
that you have about your slight anger that comes, momentary anger, that is going to help you. It's going a long way.
I feel guilty also, baby, when I disturb the class. I do my best, whether it's L1, L2 or L3, I do my best. But when I have to get up to open the door, it takes at least few seconds to go all the way to the door and see who it is, or pick a courier and they ask for OTP. I feel very guilty.
You don't have to feel guilty, Didi. That is also your duty. Shri Krishna has always told us to be dedicated to the duties. So
I'm afraid if they will ask me not to do the seva, that makes me feel I'll be deprived of going closer. So that's why I attend all the Vivechans.
everybody who's doing seva with devotion is welcome at Geeta Parivar. Nobody will ask me to stop seva. Everybody, all Geeta Sevis are highly respectable by Swamiji himself also. So do not worry about that.
Whenever I go for any anand also, there is a only request I make. Give your seva in whatever possible, because we need every hand to take us through and make the whole world peaceful and happy. But I feel, am I lacking and I will be pushed out because I am not following all the rules. During the class, I get up. There is so much disturbance.
That
I
will
do
be
my
happening once a while. How many times are people going to come in your class? You don't have to worry. And as I told, you have to be dedicated to all the duties, not just as a trainer, as a wife, as a sadhak, everything. And you are trying your best to do. Shri Krishna will definitely give you energy to sail through this series. Just
Thank you,
leave
Devi.
everything to Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna
He has sent you.
he
He
is
has
going
sent
to,
you and Punita Devi today.
and
Because
he is
Punita
going to
Devi
sail
introduced
through.
like
He
that.
will ensure that nobody comes during the class.
I hope he stops the bell from ringing
Don't
during the
worry.
class.
Jai Shri
Thank you,
Krishna.
Didi. Jai
Pranam.
Shri Krishna.
Pranam.
So, Rajesh ji wants to ask.
Okay. Ji. Jai Shri Krishna, Rajesh Bhaiya. You need to unmute, Bhaiya. जी, जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री जी, मैं आपके L4 सेशन में हूँ।
जी,
मैं जब भी कभी कभी कुछ मेरे को क्वेश्चन पूछना होता है, इतने क्वेश्चन होते हैं, पर जब मेरे पूछने की बारी आती है तो मैं सब भूल ही जाता हूँ। क्या पूछना था मेरे को कुछ याद ही नहीं रहता।
आप तो क्लास में you can ask me in the class also, that's not a problem.
मेरे को याद ही नहीं रहता। वो जो क्वेश्चन होता भी है बाई चांस कोई, प्रभु की इतनी कृपा होगी, मैं कभी क्लास आज तक मिस नहीं किया।
Very nice.
और जब भी एक दिन क्या हुआ, मैं कहीं बाहर जा रहा था ट्रेवलिंग, 8:30 बजे की मेरी फ्लाइट थी और 8:20 पे मेरी क्लास थी। वो फ्लाइट 9:30 बजे डिले हो गई, 9:30 बजे।
See, Krishna is also supporting you. This is what we were talking about, right, Jayaji?
And the return flight also.
Hmm.
At that time it was Vivechan Sat. That was at 8. That flight was also delayed by 1 hour. That also delayed from 8:30 to 9:30.
You are very special to Shri Krishna.
I
Pranam
think
to
so.
you also. Those who are very
No.
special for him, he will go out of his way. You know, that's what we saw. Sarvata Pani Badan Sat. Wherever you must have asked Shri Krishna ji help kariye. He sent out
He
help.
helps. Presently, everything goes above my head. I am only concentrating on pronunciation of this shlokas.
That's the best thing to do. Only when, see what happens, what is the importance of reading the shlokas correctly. Sanskrit is mother of our mother tongues. Okay, even if you don't understand Sanskrit, shlokas, you read them continuously, you will start understanding their meaning. That is the beauty. And the beauty of Sanskrit in Bhagavad Gita is that it is very simple Sanskrit. It is the normal conversation in Sanskrit. If you read one shloka, see, the concept wise it will take time. Nobody, only great purushas like great saints like Swamiji are living Geeta. Our Vivek, other Sanjay Bhaiya, Ashubhe, they are living Geeta. From them it is a different thing. Swamiji is really living Geeta. I think he reads Geeta. He's to reach up to even half their level, we'll need a couple of more births. So that first attempt we have started, we should be happy with that. Whatever little effort we are doing. And this is something like a magnet, as I told you. That magnet example I gave for 13th chapter, because 13th chapter extremely difficult to understand and more so to explain. But this applies to all other chapters also. This all is going to come gradually. Nobody mastered it. And we all have been held by Swamiji. Under his guidance, I'm sure gradually we'll reach to a better destination. Do not worry. And another thing about reading, when you learn the shlokas, it will get in your, what is the word for learning in Sanskrit? Kanthastha. Anything which is there in your kantha, it will control what? Your mind and your heart both. So because kantha is in between the mind and the heart. So once you learn the shlokas, you'll gradually realize that the way you think, the way you feel starts getting modified. I have experienced this when you learn the 17th chapter, Ayush Sattva Balarogya. Automatically, when you are eating something, that shlok will come in your mind, and what you are eating, what you are ordering, everything will get modified. So definitely, it will start impacting the life. So what you are doing is the perfect place to begin with. My best wishes always.
It is curing us also.
Definitely, curing all of us.
Yes.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajesh. Jai Shri Krishna. You need to unmute, Raju. Jai Shri Krishna.
Krishna Devi. Just I want to know, Bhagavad-Gītā su Upanishadsu Yoga Shastra. So every interpretation is according to the Upanishads or Vedanta. What about the Yoga Shastra?
Yoga Shastra, Shri Krishna, it is Yoga Shastra. Everything is yoga only in Bhagavad Gita. See, yeah, I can now understand. It is teachings are derived from Upanishad, but it is also Yoga Shastra. What is the meaning of yoga? Yoga is the joining together, joining what we are being connected to the God. That is yoga. Yoga Shastra, that is the reason everything that we are learning, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kshetragna Vibhaga Yoga, all that we are learning is all yoga only, Bhaiya. So that is why, and it is a Shastra, that is why Yoga Shastra. Entire Bhagavad Gita is based on all the yoga. It is all about yoga. That is why Yoga Shastra.
Thank
you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Heartfelt gratitude to this lovely doubt clearing session, Didi. Learn Gita is selflessly serving to millions of sadhaks across the nations. A big salute to the exceptional service. Sincere thanks to all the relentless volunteers for putting their untiring efforts day and night and making these classes a big success story. May Krishna Kripa flows always. Let's offer this session to the lotus feet of Krishna with an ending prayer by Ravi Arora ji. He is a veteran teacher from Udaipur and joined Geeta Parivar in June 2022, presently serving as GC. Before that, Didi, one more hand raise. Shall we do this?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Sheila Didi.
Her video is not on, but you can ask the question. Please unmute, Didi.
Sheila Didi, unmute.
You can unmute, Sheila ji.
Sheila ji, please unmute. Yes.
Yeah. Can I ask you whether I could find interpretation notes on Geeta, learngeeta.com?
It is vivechan.learngeeta.com.
Yeah, I will send the site on the chat.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Thank
you. Vivechan.learngeeta.com. I have just typed it in the chat window, Sheila ji. You can copy it from there.
Asha ji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
It is supposed that taking breath in, you have to express the whole line. That becomes pranayam. Everywhere in Gita, every sentence is pranayam. Okay. I know very well that pranayam expressing every adhyay, pranayam happens naturally.
Yes, very true. Bilkul sahi baat hai. Very true. What she is trying to say is, when we chant the shlokas, it is like doing pranayam because it controls our breath. And this is very true. The other day we were discussing in our class also, very important point. We were discussing one charan full of all rasva letters, one charan having all dirgha letters, trying to say it as per mool santha. The entire sentence we have to say in one breath. That is all pranayam, absolutely.
It is the base of yoga.
Very true, very true. She has brought up a very beautiful point, Ashaji. Very nice. Yes, very
Thank you, madam.
Ravi Arora ji, you can start the prayer.
Thank you, Didi, for giving me this opportunity to recite this Samapan prayer in this spiritual and auspicious event. Thank you to Geeta Parivar. Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Vrajapriyam Dharma Sanstapakam Viram Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum Shri Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Thank you very much.
Krishna. Thank you to all these shrotas, everybody who came today. Sadhaks, thank you so much. Thank you, Punita Didi, and the text Gopal Bhaiya, all the entire Vivechan team. Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Bhaiya. We'll meet again for the next interpretation session. Same time, same place. Kindly wait till the end of the play of Hanuman Chalisa video. May Lord Shri Ram bless us all. Till then, Shubharatri, good night, Jai Shri Krishna, Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.
Maybe everyone has to recite this prayer along with this video sharing.
Okay.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी वरनऊ रघुवर विमल जसु जोदायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुवेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीनी बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई सहस वदन तुम्हारो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानु प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संभारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता सवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसहु सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
Beautiful. Jai Shri Ram.
Will I end the meeting, Didi, now?